The mic.
Right
oh, my bad. So, welcome. Thank you guys for joining us. This is the inaugural episode of the First Nerd Order Season 2. So, thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate everybody being here.
Glad to be here.
As always, we are joined by fellow members of the Order, and we have a special guest today. Our special guest is Bannon Rudis, and he is a awesome guy. He told me to identify him as awesome as opposed to anything else, because he is a human being.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. You know I have stuff to do today, so
I understand you have stuff to
please,
do. We'll make this as brief.
This is cute. This is cute and everything. But that's, oh my god.
Thanks, Mom.
This is going to be so awkward for people that don't know us.
I know, but it's just great.
It's great.
So,
Great, you got your friends together in your basement. It's fine.
Mom, we're shooting a video. Come on. So, man, I'm just gonna get right into it with you.
Let's delve into this.
Let's delve into it.
Yeah.
So, what do you do as your profession? You kind of delve around in the video game world, do you not?
I moved to LA to make movies, and I did not do that. I made video games instead. So currently I work over at Way Forward, and I work with a company called Conatus Creative, and we made a video game called River City Ransom Underground, and it's all 8-bitty, and I think that's nerdy enough.
That would definitely qualify as nerdy enough. So we all here love playing video games at the First Nerd Order and things of that nature. And so,
I don't.
No.
Well,
Lily's.
yes,
Yeah.
we did have a run-in earlier with Scorpion.
Yeah, just
Don't
expand yourself.
mansplain her. Okay?
Sorry.
Already with this.
Already with the mansplaining.
God, it happened so fast.
Well, so what convinced you, or did you always have a passion for video games, and maybe that's what kind of steered you into that? Or?
When I was a kid, I used to take graph paper, and I would make video games on the graph paper. Sometimes I'd make it a maze, and you'd have to find the key to open the door. It would be a maze, but there would be obstacles, and you had to roll dice when you came across a boss or anything. And whatever game system was out for the time, I would make a game that would actually work in those if it was the Nintendo, I wouldn't have any 3D because 3D didn't exist. So I had all these I would draw the items. I'd put everything in graph paper and keep it all organized. And I'd have all the I think the first game I designed as a kid was you were mowing the lawn and you had to watch out for dog shit and neighbors and the dog running across. But you had to make sure you mowed the entire lawn. And I think I made that when I was 8 or something.
Nice.
So yes.
So you're an artist as well, right? And that
I can draw, yeah. I don't say I'm an artist. In
Oh,
the
no?
artsy fartsy department, I'm more fartsy.
Oh, okay.
I've never drawn out of a feeling. If people were try to emote yourself into. I was no, I just want to see a ninja fighting a robot. So I drew it.
I'm right there with you.
Is
man.
that not a sign of aggression or?
I mean, it could be. It could be.
That, I think, yeah.
It could be pandas, rolling down a hill. But it has no feeling. I drew it because I could draw, and that's pretty much it. So yes.
Pandas have feelings.
Yeah, it's true.
No, they don't. It's actually scientifically.
It's scientifically
I've
proven.
seen videos of pandas going on rampages. Where
Yeah.
Throw
They-
stuff off.
Yeah,
They're
rampage of
violent
hugs,
bears.
though.
They just
Through a
look cute.
computer.
They're
they are
violent cute
bears.
bears.
Yes.
They are bears.
I'm just saying,
but they're cute
I
bears.
get
are
called
you
a
trying to
panda
say
a
all
lot.
bears are
They look like
violent?
lost old
Yes,
men
I
all
am.
the
It's
time.
kind of
Bears are
These people are
violent
getting in the
animals.
way. Hi.
animals.
Welcome to the
I'm
view.
out of
Well, yeah, this is we sometimes spiral a little bit.
Yes.
But I try to keep us back on track as much as I can. So what's the first video game that you ever played, and what kind of made you consider yourself a gamer?
I had an Atari 2600. So the first video game I played, I can't even remember what it was. The one that stood out the most was a Atari game called River Raid.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
I
Yes.
was that sounds
I don't know
familiar,
what
but-
that is.
Yeah.
Sounds
it's
like a Game of Thrones
Yeah.
something.
It
Down
sounds
River Raid.
it sounds more like it's a Vietnam.
No, it was,
thing.
it was Game of Thrones. It was
Oh, it was
mainly,
Game of
It
Thrones?
was,
That was before?
Yeah, before it even came out. It was mainly you try to figure out how to sneakily have sex with your sister, and
Oh,
yeah.
that's edgy for.
Well,
a
you-
26.
That's
you
very
push-
edgy
you
for
push a
Atari.
lot of kids out windows.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes
Spoiler
sense.
alert.
How graphic were the pixels?
It was pretty intense for the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's straight up super 4-bit? I guess it would have been 4-bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. What
Oh,
about?
no, I was
4-bit.
at that age. I was like a 6-bit.
Oh yeah, my bad.
There it
My
is.
bad.
All right.
How about you, Lily? What was the first game that you ever played?
I mean, okay, so I remember my sister had an N64, and I remember playing. It's probably either gonna be like Diddy Kong Racing or like
Classic.
It's a good one, good one.
Banjo-Kazooie or something. You know, something very classic N64.
So you like the Rares? Because Rare did both of those games, didn't they? They did Diddy Kong Racing too, didn't they?
They did.
She's not
Yeah.
going to
They did.
understand what
I
that
have
means.
no clue.
Oh,
because I
Rare is the name of the
don't
company, the developer that made the game.
Yeah.
I don't play
played
video
the
games.
shit
It
out
It wasn't
of
like
Diddy
it was
Kong
actually
Gaming
rare.
phone.
It was like
This
everybody
is like
had
the one
it.
instance where you can mansplain to us because we
No
have
mansplaining.
No
No
mansplaining.
mansplaining.
It's
Just
only-
explaining.
Yeah, it's explaining if I don't actually know what's
Yeah,
happening.
just-
No, yeah.
It's just explaining.
It's
if I already
rare-splaining.
knew
Rare-splaining, yes.
what this was, they would be mansplaining because I'd be like, yeah, I already know that. But because I don't actually know it, it's not actually being
Just trying to
mansplained.
reference
It is
from
just
before.
explaining by a man.
Just
Down.
make sure you're talking to the mic. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's some mansplaining there for you.
And
There it is. There it is.
How about you, Tim?
I think the earliest game I remember is Golden Axe on Sega Genesis.
I remember
Like
that.
I just remember my cousins had that game, and it was the only non-sports game they had. So I was like playing it, and I finally got a Sega Genesis of my own. That was the first game I got. So
Nice.
It was a blood sport. Yeah,
Yes.
still a sport.
technically, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember that one. That was a good game. I remember playing that. Oh, excuse me. Choking on my own spit here.
Oh,
Ew.
Sorry. Donnie, it's you. Your turn.
Okay, my earliest memories of games are actually like PC games and computer games. So, like Duke Nukem, like back like
Oh,
2D,
okay.
like the monsters like sticking their hands out from the cells. Like that's definitely where my gaming comes from.
I had a Blue's Clues PC game.
I mean,
It was a really great.
we could go through like all of the crazy Disney and random PC
Where in the world
games,
is Carmen
but-
Sandiego?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Remember
god.
Yeah,
Where
who
in
didn't?
Time?
I
think
Where in
Tucson.
Time? Oh,
she
she
stayed
might
in
have.
Yeah, I
Tucson
think
a
she
lot.
retired,
She
yeah.
was
She's in
Tucson a lot.
Oz. If you watched
I
that,
lived in Tucson.
She is in
at the time,
Oz?
so
Yeah,
I would've
she's
been
in Oz.
amazed.
That's kind of weird.
That is kinda weird.
that's where she is.
But I think for like game consoles, like I remember us having a lot of the old Nintendos, but I guess N64 and like GameCube were the two that really I actually played on. But with N64, it was GoldenEye because you could do the giant like bobblehead.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And that was like the only game I was like kind of good at. I would watch. I'm an avid watcher of people playing video games. Like I get really into it. So like I would watch a lot of Resident Evil being played when I was
Good-
younger and
good
be like
stuff.
really, really into it. I think that's why I like horror movies.
Nice.
See?
What about you, Vega? Oh, wow. Yeah. He's showing me an image of Carmen Sandiego on Oz.
Okay.
Did you actually just draw that on your?
I did.
thing?
I did. It's pretty fantastic.
We got a rival
He's
artist over.
what
Oh, I'm
we call
sorry.
an artist.
Sketch.
I am an
See,
artist.
This came from
I'm
his
the
heart.
artsy.
Yeah, I should
No.
look into
It's
it.
the emotion that's behind it, you know?
I would say I think Spy vs. Spy was the first game I played because I
What
got a
a
Nintendo.
terrible game.
It was it was very bad, but my mom got it for me with my Nintendo, and that's the first game I remember playing was Spy vs. Spy, and it sucked, but I played the shit out of it
I did too.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
nonstop. It was
terrible.
It was
Yeah,
very bad.
It's a very bad game.
But
At
it
least you
was
played
fun. Yeah, it was fun.
No
I know.
judgment from me.
I learned to betray everybody in that game.
Playing that game was like
important life
stepping
lessons.
on frogs when you were a kid. You know it was bad. You
It
shouldn't
was
be doing
bad.
You
it.
should not be
but
doing
you didn't know,
doing
but
it.
kept doing because you had nothing. It was either that or Mario, and I feel like I played
No.
Never
Spy
stepped on a
vs. Spy
frog.
more.
I salted slugs, though.
That's
It's like
Stepping on a
salting
frog.
slugs.
Yeah.
It's
it's kind of
Don't
like
step
that.
on frogs.
Yeah.
Don't step on
Don't
frogs.
step on frogs.
I honestly can't remember the first game that I played either, but it was also on the Atari 2600, and I can't remember the name of the game, but it was like this weird game where you had to kind of. It's similar to Space Invaders because I do remember playing that, but it wasn't the first one. But it was like I think it was Lode Runner, I think is what I want to say it was, or something like that.
Was it Space Invaders?
It wasn't Space Invaders. It
What
was-
What did you do in it?
What
about-
Describe it.
you
for
you
us.
had to like get a character who was traveling across like these multiple dimensions to kind of like jump on things, and it kind of reminds me of Pitfall, but it wasn't Pitfall, and it had a lot of blinky lights. I swear it should have gave me a seizure, but it never did
Maybe
because
it
I wasn't
did, and that's why you
epileptic,
don't remember.
or maybe I did and I don't remember,
Yeah.
and that's the problem. But I
Maybe
remember
it trained you like a Russian soldier.
Yeah,
like
it
you're
could
a
have.
spy.
I
I know,
could
a
be a
sleeper.
sleeper,
Yeah.
and I don't even realize
Find
it.
your word, your sleeper word.
Yeah.
I would
Banana.
rather you not trigger me.
Artichoke.
To
Is it
murder
Is it
everyone.
Lode Runner?
Squash.
Maybe
Banana pancakes.
Making
Nothing.
it's time for me to leave now. But no, I can't remember. But I remember that opened the door because I went to my aunt's house, and they're older folks. So for them to have an Atari 2600,
That is the point of an aunt.
That they usually are older than you.
That's so
Yeah,
true. My
that
aunt,
is.
like,
I meant
had
like
the
in the
Sega
sense
and
where they
would
were a
actually
lot
play games.
older.
And
They weren't like
they were
the
older
hip,
than
cool
you
were
too.
older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love you.
But the thing that I thought was interesting
I like
is that
you, I don't-
I didn't play video games at my house. When I went there, I did, and I started to go there more often. You know, my mother would drop me off, and I found that I started to become more enamored with going there, not to visit my aunt and uncle, but more to enjoy this new video game thing that they were exposed.
Use them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. We
Dude,
can
let's
use
be
them.
honest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
I'm being
mince-
honest here.
Don't mince words.
And then it came to the point where they bought a Sega, and I was introduced to Sonic,
Yes.
and that like blew my mind. It changed my world. Like I was like,
I couldn't get into Sonic.
I
What?
loved it.
I couldn't.
Wait, do you guys remember the I think it was Sonic and Knuckles where you could put another cartridge?
Yeah.
Sonic 3.
Sonic
Yes.
3. You could put Sonic and Knuckles on.
I'm not sure. We just had it in our after-school program at my like little Catholic school. So when you were sitting there bored, you're like, "Oh, I could play Sonic," and so we just played Sonic. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I just couldn't get it. It just
Yeah.
seemed like it.
Really?
What was the point? You either go fast or platforming. I didn't.
It's
Sounds-
a little bit of both.
Sounds okay to me.
I guess.
Yeah, and I think that's what made it so much fun. I mean, it was it was using at the time what they call blast processing, which sounded really fancy, and you're like, holy cow, this guy's going super fast because of this blast processing that no other console has access to. And
Eye roll.
Future
Right.
technology. Future technology.
right,
Yeah.
it's way ahead of its time.
I suppose.
At some point, my mom got us a 8-bit Nintendo. Actually, I bought it.
Wait, you guys got the Genesis, then you went?
No.
Take
My
it
aunt got a
backwards.
Genesis.
Okay.
Our first video console at home was an 8-bit Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
So we ended up getting that, but the Genesis was already out. So, because my mama didn't have a lot of money, so couldn't buy those
Ooh.
fancy video game
Oh,
systems.
you were poor?
We were poor.
Oh.
You were a poor.
I need to leave.
Yeah, right?
Good day to you, sir.
I apologize.
If there are poor people watching this too, please don't be
Turn it
poor.
Don't.
Reginald,
How are they
Yeah,
going to
right?
be watching this?
Reginald
If
is not
no,
poor.
They have no TVs, no
Watch
nothing.
that taste on my mouth.
Yeah.
Wait. So I just want to go back to PC games. How come no one brought up like Oregon Trail or?
Well, I was going to get to that. That was actually my next question. Is what
we
are
got
your favorite retro games?
'cause we got
and
Dysentery.
Totally, Oregon Trail would have been one of my favorites. Absolutely.
Have you played that card game now? There's an Oregon Trail card game.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah.
How do you
That's
take
the
that
thing.
element of a great video game and turn it into a card game?
Because it's a
Hilarious.
text.
Is it
game.
great?
Yeah. Is it? I don't know.
Is it great?
Yes,
I
Bannon.
feel
It's not
fingers
big, it's
being
that great.
pointed at.
I've never been. I mean, I felt like I traveled.
I-
traveled the world. I felt like I went back in time.
you were
Carmen
a
Sandiego.
very world traveled individual.
Well,
Even though you
that's
just
what
go
we
from
call
the East
radio
Coast to the West
silence
Coast?
right there.
What?
That was radio silence. That was nothing.
That's fine.
There was some static. I think you could hear the
Yeah.
AC, right?
Could hear
Well,
the
what are some of you guys' favorite retro games? I'll start
Duke
with you,
Nukem.
Vega. We can go back the other way. Well, we know that one. That's a great game.
Come on.
I played a lot of Mega Man. Mega
Oh,
Man 2 and
good
3
stuff
were my
there.
jams.
Mega Man's good stuff.
Without sounding too cliche. Zelda.
Yeah.
It's all going to be Nintendo based. I didn't really play Genesis too much.
Well, that's
Although
that's
Alex
great.
Kidd was really good.
Alex Kidd.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that one.
No?
No.
It's on
I
there.
remember that one.
It's pretty
Alex
good.
Kidd and the Miracle Stars, I believe.
No.
Yeah, Alex Kidd was a Genesis, or not Genesis.
was a
Sega
Sega
Master
Master
System.
System.
I think
Yeah.
there might have been one on Genesis. I swear
I
somebody
think it was.
trying to bring Alex Kidd back.
Nowadays?
Yes,
No, they're bringing back Wonder Boy.
I know that.
That.
but
Alex Kidd, really?
yeah, never mind. That blah.
Spreading rumors here. You heard it first here.
You heard it first
Yep.
here. Rumors.
Yes, Alex Kidd, and I believe the Sega Master System version had one of the first actual like analog sounds that they recorded. It was him screaming when he died.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just this weird like, and it sounded terrifying because it was a child.
I was
that sounds terrifying.
Yes.
I wonder if they actually killed a child. Is that too dark?
No, that's what that was.
No.
It was the 80s.
It's the 80s.
Cocaine
Anything goes in
fueled
the 80s.
80s.
Authenticity.
All
Rad to the
creativity was
max.
cocaine fueled.
Everybody
So
had their coke nail and
Right.
their big shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Roll up them sleeves like I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I miss shows.
And you are too.
yeah.
No, those are
no.
rolled up sleeves.
No, they're
you
rolled
can't
up
tell.
I got sleeves rolled up.
Yeah.
Donnie, what
80s.
about you? What
I'm also
what are
full
some
on
of your
cooking.
favorite
I mean,
retros?
besides like old school Duke Nukem, like,
Oh yeah.
okay, let's not so retro. I don't know how you describe it. One of the random games I remember from my childhood is on PlayStation was the Spice Girls game where you could do dances.
Spice Girls game?
Yeah.
What was it? Like a
It
Sing
was
Star?
literally. I have
It's
no-
one of those like
I never owned a
match the
PlayStation. It
moves
was
to
my
the
cousin.
buttons on the screen.
Yeah.
Like it was,
Oh,
But
like
it was
Parappa
Spice
Rappa.
really
Girls,
simple.
and it was
Yeah,
at
pretty
their
much.
prime, you know. So it was
Sure.
like every girl wanted to have that game. Like literally, my cousin got a PlayStation just to play that game, and she never played games.
They had fatalities in that game too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I rented that from
Hey,
Blockbuster.
not
I
a
remember.
gamer, so I'm just giving you what I remember.
No, I can respect that. What about you, Tim?
Let's see. I can never put Pac-Man down. That's like one game I'll always go to. Like Pac-Man, Mrs. Pac-Man. They had a weird one for the PlayStation where like he had a son and there was a town and you went.
It was a
just, like, really
Pac-Land,
weird.
I think it was.
I
Where it was
think
Yes,
so.
that was Pac-Land.
Is it what it is?
Yeah, it just got way too involved, and I was like, I just want to eat some pellets, kill some ghosts,
You don't
grab
want
some
his-
fruit.
you don't
and
wanna know
it
his-
got like way too involved.
You had to
like,
jump over fire hydrants.
Yeah.
Like it just.
You don't want to
yeah.
know too
Fire
much into
hydrants.
Pac-Man's story.
Exactly.
You don't want to relate.
Seems very deep to have to kill ghosts. Is that even possible?
Oh, you should watch.
He eats
They rebooted them. There's a whole like dark trilogy. It's very gritty.
It's like
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Hobbit.
Yeah.
Lily, how about you?
Pass.
I love that.
Yeah,
game.
that's fantastic. It was so good. The
when-
graphics were ahead of
Oh
its
my
time.
God, right?
Oh my god.
They were
photo
my
real.
grandma got that for us on Genesis back in the day. I absolutely loved
Yeah.
it.
What was the
I
premise of
honestly-
that game?
So the premise was you pretty much like you could buy the game or not buy the game.
You could
And
pass on it if you
Yeah,
want.
you
If
could
bought
play it
the
or
game,
not
you could
play it.
pass it along to
Yeah, yeah.
somebody as kind of a pay it forward.
So you put the game in, and it would be like, sure. I'm like,
That immediately one of the first games without a title screen. It just asks you the question.
yeah, yeah.
Do you want? Are you
I
sure?
was like, are you sure you want to exit?
yeah.
I just said yes.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
yes.
So it sounds like a game that you would be constantly questioning yourself.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
whether
yeah.
you
But that's the
want.
game.
That's the game.
That's
You
the
don't
game.
even know if you want to complete
Yeah.
the journey.
Yeah,
or not.
I passed it on to a friend. So
Yeah,
It was really good.
so it's kind of
Somebody-
like It Follows.
so many
Comes
memories.
back, yeah.
Sequel,
It's
insecurity.
coming back now.
It's all coming back to me. How about you, Bannon? What are some of your other favorite retro games?
I don't know.
Pass.
Pass two.
All right, on
It's a
Nintendo.
good sequel.
On Nintendo, I believe it was DuckTales and
yeah.
Rescue Rangers.
Yes.
I love
Bringing it
Absolutely
back
love
with
those
David
games.
Tennant.
So did I.
Yeah, the trailer looks really good.
I know.
So good.
I like the art style. on
Sorry.
that.
Continue
Oh,
no.
back to video games.
DuckTales.
DuckTales was a video game, so yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it works. The play.
Did you like the remaster?
Because Way Forward made that? Yes. It's fantastic.
Way forward. Hey.
Yeah, it's the best game ever made. I stand by that. Genesis, I would say nostalgic-wise, I remember my grandma did get the Genesis for us, and the first game I saw was Altered Beast. And up until that point, I only played it at the arcade. So seeing it on my TV, just or grandma's TV, I didn't buy anything. I'm a child. Grow up. That blew my mind. So probably Altered Beast, and then on Genesis also Comic Zone.
Oh,
I remember that one.
Yes,
Yeah.
that one blew my mind because I grew up drawing comics, and then to see an actual comic you could be inside of, and the arm would come in and like add characters.
That's man. That's bringing memories back.
Yes, that's
I
what
like.
we're
I
here
dug.
for.
Yeah, I dug Comic Zone too.
Yeah, I did too. Definitely.
And then I guess Super Nintendo would have been Super Mario World. I mean, that's classic.
I think I spent more hours on that game than I probably did any other game on my Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
Super
and that's
Mario
Wait,
World?
I
Yes.
take it back. On N64, I actually did play Super Mario 64 a lot.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I take it back. So forget
I
the
like
pass.
the Mission Impossible game on
So
the
you like
64.
Super Mario?
That one
64
was
over
really good.
Pass?
On Nintendo
Yes,
64?
I
Yeah.
did. I did actually.
Oh my gosh.
The pass, it was too questioning, you know? Like I needed like Super
like choose your own
Mario that I
adventure,
could be
though.
like, yes, I am jumping in. But you know, pass is just it's too like meta for young Lily. It just like really made me question
It was for
way
teen
too young of
Lily?
an age. So
It was a
it's
game for
just-
Teen Lily.
What?
This is
It was a game for Teen Lily. Pass.
Yeah, I needed to like revisit it when I was more mature in my time. But I think I do blame past for aging me in my soul. I'm very old. I'm actually 65.
Oh.
And so I blame past for putting that doubt in my
Sounds
mind.
like you played a lot of Myst.
Yeah. I felt old playing Myst.
And Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2 is a good one. I think I first played that in the arcade.
I did. Yeah, me too.
Because some of I've met a lot of people that said the first time they played it was
Super Nintendo.
yeah, Super Nintendo. I'm
It
like,
cost $78 at the time.
yeah, super expensive.
No joke.
Know that.
That's crazy.
What is it now
That
with
the
inflation?
That's how I got my
edition?
job.
Yeah.
No,
that
like,
was one of the
I'm not
questions.
I'm, like, really
At
bad.
Toys R Us, it was $78. Yes.
That was the championship edition for the Super Nintendo.
The
Or the
Super
That's
Nintendo,
Super Street Fighter.
Yeah, Super Nintendo first came out with Street Fighter 2.
Right.
Then the Genesis came out with the Championship Edition, and then later on they did the Super
Street Fighter,
Edition.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Super
that
Street Fighter 2.
introduced T-Hawk, Cammy, Fei Long, and DJ.
Yes.
And a good thing about DJ is on his pants, when you play a video game, you have a sprite. Sprite is the actual thing that you're looking at, like a character, just one frame that's considered a sprite or whatever. So when you pixel somebody, Mario is looking this way, you turn this way, it's the same exact sprite. I hit the table.
It's okay.
Well,
So
yeah,
they are.
for DJ, he actually has wording on him. So if he were to flip, if they drew him one way, he would, it would look normal this way. If you flip that way, the letters would be backwards. So down his pant leg, it says maximum. So maximum is exactly
Yeah.
flipped and
Ah.
it's still maximum.
Fun
Little
fact.
trivia for you.
That I guess
Fun
that explains
fact.
why he had. I was always curious, like, what is maximum? That has nothing
Yeah,
to do
he's
with his
max-
character.
he's
Nothing
to the
do.
max.
It just looks the same forward and backwards.
So they were just cutting
Why
corners.
did they
Is
just
what
I
you're
like-
saying?
Letters. I'm just.
But they
That
did
would have
it.
been my
They did it,
guess.
yeah.
But
But
they
they
did
did
not
it.
have lettering.
Noticeably absent from the movie, though. He was not wearing his maximum pants.
He
Yeah,
also didn't
maximum-
fight either.
Yeah.
Well,
Nah, I don't think he threw a single punch in that movie.
And Chun-Li was a reporter, and
Right.
Yvonne
Yeah,
was a
well,
cameraman.
that's
And Hawaiian?
but
yeah,
Samoan.
yeah.
Samoan?
No, he was Hawaiian. He was Samoan. Yeah,
Samoan.
which he should have been a Japanese sumo, but that's okay.
Jean-Claude
Hey,
Van
that's
Damme
fine.
as Guile from Street Fighter.
That was
Yeah.
the most. That was the perfect
Raul Julia
casting.
as M. Bison.
Not the perfect casting.
Have you not seen Street Fighter the
I'm pretty sure I
movie?
purposely did not see
It's
this
the movie that killed Raul Julia.
yeah.
Yeah, he's like
On
this
his
is what I go
tombstone, it
out.
says Street Fighter.
I like that
Here
they made-
lies the final Street Fighter
I like
character.
that they made the game based on the movie, which was really shitty. The Street
That's
Fighter
right. They
movie
did make a
game.
Street Fighter game that was based off
Street
of the movie.
Fighter the game, the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Street Fighter.
Oh
the
no,
game.
Street Fighter the
Didn't
movie.
they
The movie
remake
game,
that
yeah.
movie?
No,
No,
they
they
did
did
a
the
sequel slash spinoff called which was all about Chun-Li. So it was kind of a reboot, but it wasn't necessarily a remake.
Who was
And-
the cop that played in that movie?
Was
from
it-
American Pie?
Chris Klein.
Chris Klein.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Calvin Klein.
Yeah, same thing.
He was fantastic in that movie because he was in his own independent film, I think.
Really?
Yeah, he's like teen cop.
Teen
trying to find.
I think he
what's
was
going on.
actually Charlie Nash in that.
He was
I think
Charlie
he was
Nash.
Charlie Nash. Yeah.
But he was
We're all
just
in
like
agreement here.
angry
Yeah.
and barking orders at people that are just like, calm down.
Calm down, Charlie
Go,
Nash.
go fuck a pie.
Yeah, go fuck a pie.
Even though that's not your scene.
That's
Are
not
we allowed
you.
to swear?
I don't know.
We're gonna do it anyway.
I would.
It's your show.
We do what
It's your
we
show.
want.
I'd li- we do what we want, but maybe we'll censor us
I feel
Vagina.
we should only,
so that the kids can
censor
Penis.
so that the kids can see, so the kids can watch.
Family-friendly show.
Yeah, we are
They
supposed to be a
know
family.
penis
Kids should
and they have
know
vagina?
about.
If you learned anything
sexual
from
things,
Kindergarten
okay?
Cop.
They should know about that shit.
Kindergarten Cop does explain a lot for you.
Yeah,
So
birds and
that makes
bees.
sense.
Not so much the second one, I don't think, but
I still haven't seen that.
As you should.
So
Yes.
was the Sega Genesis the first console that you ever owned, or
No, it was the Atari.
oh, it was the Atari? So
2600,
that was something that you guys had.
I think, yeah, it went from Atari, Nintendo, Sega Master System, Genesis, then Super Nintendo. We had to put that on layaway. We were poor also.
all these pores.
That was at Kmart.
That's right. Kmart did have a layaway.
I think it took us like 3 months to finally pay it off and get it. And then it went to the Nintendo 64, I believe. And then
I skipped. I had the Nintendo, and then my brother got the 64. We did bypass the Super Nintendo. All my friends had it, so I didn't really need.
Wait, what came out first? Was it PlayStation or Nintendo 64?
PlayStation.
It was
Did
PlayStation.
anyone
Yeah,
get
yeah,
the
yeah.
Dreamcast?
I had the Dreamcast. I had the Dreamcast.
I had that
I
thing for
love
so
I
long.
skipped that one actually.
I love the Dreamcast.
Power
From
Stone.
64 to
Yeah,
Power
Power
Stone
Stone.
2.
Oh, yeah.
The Spawn game was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know why that's never been
Shenmue?
reported. I never played Shenmue.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm gonna throw something out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
See if it sticks.
Yeah.
It sticks.
Do you guys remember? I think they like even came from McDonald's or something, but they were like the little handheld games that had like there's a Power Rangers one.
Yes.
Like that was my jam.
Like a
those
Game
are
and
the-
Watch?
Yeah, it's like a little
Probably made by
like-
Tiger Electronics.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
It was
had
kind of
to.
like a wannabe like Game Boy, but
Do
At that time, I thought it
Tamagotchis
was
count
so much
as video games?
Yes,
Yes,
they
they
do.
do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I think I had like
Then it
3
was an
Tamagotchis
intense
going.
My brother had a Star
Wait,
Wars
still
one
going?
where it was a Rancor
No.
that you had to take care of.
I was more of a Nanopets person.
I had both.
I never had Tamagotchi.
That's
I had
funny
that, like,
because
giant one that was a dog, and then I had like
Yeah.
a small one that was a cat.
I had a Tamagotchi.
It's weird to think that most Tamagotchis would be in college by now.
Yeah.
yeah,
It would be.
It just
Like
grow-
they would
all
have
grown
all
up.
Tamagotchis of their own by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also
Paying
weird.
401k.
Yeah.
Stressing about bills.
Back
You know,
problems.
back
Getting
problems.
that adult life.
Yeah.
But it's funny that you bring that up because like the Sega Dreamcast technically had a Tamagotchi memory card.
Oh yeah.
What?
Because
That
if
was
you
pretty
played
dope
if you
with it.
played the Sonic Adventure game, you actually could keep little like chocobo like creatures inside
Yeah,
of the
I
memory
remember
card,
that.
and you had to take care of it when you weren't playing the game. And I remember this specifically because people thought I was a fucking weirdo. When I'm sitting in my desk in the military, I'm in the Marines, and I'm sitting here fiddling with my little chocobo like character, making sure that he's okay before I go back to play Sonic Adventure in my barracks room. And they're like, Williams, what is wrong with you? What are you doing? I'm like, you don't understand. I got to keep him alive. I got to feed him. I got to water him. And
I don't know what to do.
I-
I'm getting gray
I
hairs
would
here.
have loved this scenario where you're in the trenches and you got gunfire, you got all
wait,
this stuff.
oh, wait, I gotta
and
take
they're
care
like,
of this.
grenades! And you accidentally threw your Tamagotchi instead, and you ran into the fray to go rescue it.
he's like my child. I have to take care of him.
Did
But
you name it?
I did, and I don't remember what his name is now.
We'll call him Tito.
Never
Tito
mind.
sounds fine. That sounds perfect. I'm gonna go with that. So Tito lasted pretty much the entire time I was living in Japan. So
Wow.
I had him for a good 2 years.
Pretty good.
Because I never stopped playing Sonic Adventure. For whatever reason, that game just enamored me. I just kept wanting to. Yeah, see, even our sound mixer loved it.
Some of the
could-
best game soundtrack, too. I
Oh
love
yeah,
that.
that's true. It did have a very good game soundtrack.
It was those controls were way too slippery. I couldn't.
They were a little dicey.
couldn't-
I will give you that.
Could never get into any of the Sonic games.
They were definitely a little dicey, and living in Japan, I had access to a lot of that cool stuff, and whatnot. But the one thing I have to say is that over there, Nintendo is king. Like it is. Like
Yeah.
it's everywhere. And
So is Fist of the North Star.
that's true, and they punch a lot of people, and you just don't want to get in the way of that. But with that being said, Nintendo has kind of, for some of the more hardcore gamers, I would like to say that Nintendo has become more of a niche type thing, and now they've released a Nintendo Switch, and hoping to kind of draw people back to some of us who've grown up and maybe have grown out of Nintendo. I mean, the last Nintendo I've owned was literally the GameCube. Well, no, I take that back. The first Wii, and I did not have a lot of fun with it, so I didn't even bother to buy the Wii U. And
Honestly, I'm jamming out with the Wii, like playing all those dance games.
And see, that's the thing.
It's like more of a casual gaming
down.
type.
and that's the thing. Mario Kart has always been one of my favorite Nintendo games. So, like,
Rainbow Road
I
is
would,
impossible on the Wii.
people would say, "Oh, I buy a console for a lot of things," but I literally would buy the consoles because I wanted the next Mario, whatever Mario game that was coming out. Ideally, a Super Mario Brothers game and a Mario Kart game.
Mario Galaxy was actually pretty fun too.
Mario Galaxy
Mario
but that was
Sunshine.
Mario
I mean,
Party.
maybe
Sunshine
I'm
was
wrong.
my jam. I love
Yeah,
Mario.
really
Sunshine.
love
Mario
Mario
Party was
Party.
good.
Mario Kart though.
See, I never got into Mario
What?
Party. It's like
Oh,
from
I was
I guess maybe my attention span
best
was
group
too
game.
Mario Party?
Yeah, I
You
just
gotta
couldn't
play
get-
with a group of
What
people.
about-
Did
You gotta pay
they
a Lego group
make
for it.
games after Super Mario 3?
Yes, they did.
Really?
These are all movies.
They're all made
Why
for.
don't you know this?
No, Nintendo can't make a movie.
I'm just
We've already
like-
seen that.
We know that
They
Nintendo
just
cannot make a movie.
no, they can't. But
Yeah.
what are you guys' thoughts on the Nintendo Switch? I mean, I was very close to buying one when it first came out, and now I don't know if I still want one or not.
I can't justify a $300 purchase for one Zelda game.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the only reason I'd get it.
That's the only reason why I want it.
That's the only
Yeah.
reason why I
There's a
want
new
it.
Mario coming out that looks like Mario 64.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
like all the gimmicky shit for
Yeah.
I don't
Mario.
like it,
Like
yeah.
I don't like it's like, oh, Sunshine, he's got a little water pack. It's like, I don't care about the water pack.
Just get
he's
me the princess.
on all these different like little planets and you can jump. I was like, but like I loved being in an entire world. I didn't like being on a small planet.
Yeah.
And like, oh, it goes around, like every planet is the same. It's, yeah, I get the gimmick. You do run around these spherical worlds, but like Mario 64, I loved how you jumped into a painting. Now you're in the desert world, and it's completely different from the other ones. So that's what I want to see. I already saw him in a city. I was like, oh, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like the same, like, oh, it's different planets, but they're all, they all have the same rule of like, yeah, they're spherical, you jump to the next one.
I mean, you have to imagine that after as long as he's been out, they've just run out of ideas for his character.
Maybe.
I guess
it's always kind of the same thing.
They really haven't done another game like Mario 64. Like I remember exploring so much in that.
Yeah.
You got to find 5 stars. I'm like, I don't know where this 5th one is.
Yeah.
But I know there's a thing up here and there's a cannon over here, and I could tell like maybe I shoot myself over there. Like you explored these
It's
little
like an
worlds.
open world.
Yeah,
It was literally probably one of the first real, true open world games that came out.
no, that's actually River City Ransom.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
There it is.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Shots
so sorry.
fired.
Shots fired across the bow.
God damn.
Well,
1989 by Technos.
89.
well, there you go. But I think that Super Mario 64 was probably the last true Super Mario game that I thoroughly enjoyed. So I agree with you
No,
on
you
that.
said Super Mario Sunshine.
I liked it, but I mean,
It was
as far
his
as-
jam.
But
it was his jam. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't.
I
no,
enjoy
Super
several
Mario
jams.
Galaxy.
Second.
I'm sorry, Super Mario Sunshine was my jam. I really liked it.
I
But
literally
like,
saw
as
that
far
in
as
real jams.
one that I didn't put down.
I kind of want strawberry jam right now.
Well, I'm sure we've got that in
we
craft.
can make that happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you have R.
have
Kelly
vanilla
stuck in my
fig
head
at
from
home.
Space Jam. Thank you.
Oh, see, no, we
yeah.
weren't trying to go that way.
You shouldn't apologize.
But kind
should he.
of feeling what Super Mario 64 did with, like, I agree with you, like it was one of those games that I didn't want to stop playing. Like once I beat because that was horrible grammar, once I beat Super Mario Sunshine, I never went back to it. Like for me, Super Mario 64 was something that I, like, if I ever had any downtime, I just hopped back into it because it was just something, there was always something to do.
So yeah, Zelda and Mario are why I would buy this Switch
Yeah.
until they fix it, because I've seen that 20-minute compilation video of it breaking and controllers not working and the screen.
But you're gonna
Freaking
get
Doesn't
that
seem
for just
appealing
2
at all.
games.
Well,
See, that's the thing. That's the reason why we don't want it. Yeah, we can't justify
I
the
can't
purchase
be
because
like-
I literally was only going to buy it for Breath of the Wild, and I'm like, I'm not going to drop, because I'd have to drop more than just $300 because then you got to get the memory card, and then you got to get
That's another
the extra controllers, because I mean I would want to play with other people, and even though I know I only have Breath of the Wild and I'm the only one that can play it, but at some point you're going to want to have people enjoy it with you.
At the same time, I have not owned a portable console since I think the first version of the DS.
Oh, I
And
had
even
that one
that-
too.
I have a Vita.
Even that, I played like 2 games on it, and it just sat in like a cardboard box.
Vita's
Yeah.
a hard. I mean, I have a Vita and I enjoy it. But
What?
for what?
Oh, battery?
Is it paused?
Battery for the camera?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Just
Yeah,
change
the-
the battery. We were
Yeah,
doing
just
the
change the
audio.
battery. We can keep the audio going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could well do it so
Yeah. So yeah, and the kind of the whole realm of that purchase being an investment that doesn't
Sorry. I'll stop
Thank you.
breathing.
I don't feel like it's not a viable investment yet. Maybe
For the Switch?
Yeah, maybe by the next holiday.
Wait, does the camera stop?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but it
camera
doesn't
stop.
matter.
We're gonna keep
the
we're gonna
audio.
keep the audio because it's for the podcast purposes.
Shit, let's keep this part going.
Yeah,
Doug,
you know what I'm saying? He can swap out
So
the battery.
right now is the time to do anything visually hilarious, right?
Or I guess.
Yeah.
So for those of you watching at home, you're watching a black screen. We've totally gone off the rails.
I'm out.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I'm out, I quit.
I think it's interesting what they're trying to do with the Switch, but it's not. I don't know, it's not there yet.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite there yet either.
And none of the games that they're releasing seems like very appealing either.
But I think there are things in the works for what that system can do, the little console or whatever you want to consider it, because I think they are trying to pursue VR and augmented reality.
I could see it for because they did it with the 3DS. They did a little bit of the augmented.
So there's no reason why they wouldn't, and there is some. I think it's on the right one. There is some sensor that can tell
really?
distance of things.
Interesting.
So I believe there are plans for it.
So yeah, and that's the thing. Like right now, I can't I can't justify the investment. But maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe by the holiday, maybe there'll be some good stuff out that'll kind of
give it like 6 months.
Yeah.
I've only ever really bought I think I bought the first Xbox when it came out, first PlayStation when it came out, but then I waited, I think, on PlayStation 2 for a bit, and then PlayStation 3, I waited a very long time for that.
Why?
Just because, I mean, after a while, it's just like, yeah, these things are like $600. Just wait for them to go down.
Yeah, that's
These are the
true.
first versions of these things, and they need to fix them. They just needed to ship them out. They'll make some money, and then use that money to make better
to make them better, right?
Yeah.
No, that totally makes sense.
I mean, because that happened with the 360. Everybody got the red rings of death.
Oh,
because
yeah.
They didn't really like test it out because they needed
Needed
get
beta
these things out.
testers.
Yeah.
The consumer beta tester.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like I bought my 360 when it first came out, and I did not red ring until maybe 3 years in. So
Yeah,
mine
mine
lasted
too.
pretty good
Mine
time.
Yeah.
lasted a long while.
And how do you test something for 3 years? It's like, yeah, put it out.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta ship this thing out, and then you start putting like, I started putting the ice packs on mine.
Never mind the water going in.
Extreme.
No,
Liquid cooled.
cool, yeah.
Liquid
And
cooled like a
even
PC.
my buddy, he would mod 360s where they played different emulators and ROMs on them. And when we opened it up, the new versions were completely different from
Nice.
the original. So like all the insides were different.
I had a modded 360 to play burnt games.
I
the
mean,
only
we had
way-
none of those.
Right.
Well, yeah.
No.
We owned all the original copies of all the games that were on those.
I only own the real
Not
ones.
gonna lie.
You wouldn't rob a bank, would you?
Of course I would. Although
That would be so sick.
Okay, if
But
it
you know
was
what?
as easy as
But here's the thing with
downloading shit, then yeah, I would
No,
rob
it
a
just
bank.
reminded me of those like piracy
Yeah.
commercials.
Did you guys ever see that IT Crowd episode? That it's like, you wouldn't kill a policeman. And you're like, what? And then it goes out and it's like, man, these anti-piracy ads are getting really out of hand.
So, Bannon, we had a chance to kind of briefly talk about
Let's talk.
your game that you developed, but
I
could
don't
you?
want to talk about it.
Well, we're going to.
Wow.
Could you go
Wow.
into more detail about River City Ransom Underground? And,
Yeah, it's a video game.
And
No way, man.
I guess why River City?
Yeah, why
Doesn't
River
matter.
City?
River City Ransom, like I mansplained you earlier.
Yes, you did.
was one of
Put me
the
in my
first
place.
free roaming games, and I had no idea what to do. At that point, I played Mario, I played Double Dragon, and pretty much you moved left to right, and then once you got to where you couldn't move right anymore, that was the end of the level. River City Ransom comes out. You and my brother at the time, so you and a friend would play this game, and you'd go left to right, and then right would keep going, and then you notice you can go back to the left, and then sometimes you can go up into a different area. And it was just like this whole city was yours to explore, and bosses would show up at certain times. And at the time, I didn't have a clue what the hell was even going on. Like I would go to a level, and it's like the park. I'm like, all right, nobody's here. And I would come back later, and there's a boss waiting for me. I was like, don't know how that happened. So the mystery of that game really enthralled me.
So how did you go about planning the screens? Did you map out like where things would go? Was it just like a giant poster of this screen leads there?
I pretty much took the original city and then pretended what would have happened since. I think 89 is when it was in Japan, 91 when it got released in America. So what would happen since 91, like with renovations of a city.
Nice.
And then I went into other districts of the game. And then added stuff and like elongated some levels or added like things that might have been in between that we didn't get to see.
So is your game bigger? The maps are
It's
bigger
massive.
than-
I put together a map of all the levels so I could tell what's interconnected and stuff. And it made me want to cry because I saw like my life and like the hours that I had put into it. And yeah.
How long did it take you to develop the game?
I worked on it 3 years and pretty much like 10 or 12 hours a day. I would work on set and I would bring the laptop with me because when you work on set, there's like 10 hours of downtime. So I would just work on that. And yeah, I did that. And apparently people enjoy the effort.
I've had a chance to play it. I know Carlos has had a chance to play it as well, and
I played with you, you idiots.
Yes, you did, and
Hey now, keep it kosher.
I played by myself.
Dum dum.
Well, he did play by himself. But we played.
We played it together.
We played it together, and
Charisma looks like he's having some troubles. Are you okay?
Huh?
Is everything okay over there?
The headphones are giving me a weird vibration echo thing on the right ear.
oh, I don't.
I
That's
was
it's
just,
probably nothing.
It's Satan.
It's Satan. It could be
Ugh.
Satan. Satan is trying to get into your
Satan's got some
headset.
says in this.
But yeah,
Satan.
I really enjoyed the game, and I know you kind of showed us a few times what you were putting together, and when we got a chance to finally play the game, I was totally blown away by it. So congratulations on all your success on it and everything like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How can we all play it?
I should have brought it with me.
Well, you could also. Would you mind
Yeah.
telling everybody how they can purchase the game for themselves and everything as well?
You can go to Steam and buy it there. It works for PC and Mac. If you have a buddy that has a Mac and a buddy that has PC, you guys can play together too. It's cross-platform in Linux.
In
Ooh,
Linux,
That penguin thing,
not Red Hat.
penguin-powered computer.
Penguin powered computer.
So yeah, it is crossplay, so you can play with whoever, and you can just. Last night I just joined a bunch of random people's games, and just to like pretty much bug test and not tell them who I was.
That's fun. I get that. Well, I appreciate you allowing us to have a chance to sample the game, and I actually look forward to getting it on Steam as well when I get a better computer.
Yeah.
That's not a piece of crap.
Yeah, and like I said, like Street Fighter 2 was a big influence, or not Street Fighter 2, just Street Fighter in general. So like all the moves that I made, all the gameplay is pretty much based on like all the games I've played, and I went like, oh, I want the combos of like a Marvel vs. Capcom, but I also want the fighting mechanics of if you ever played Alien vs. Predator, the arcade, made by Capcom. Capcom made Mega Man.
Ooh.
They made
Fancy.
Resident
Spice
Evil.
World, the movie. the game.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil. They made those.
Yeah.
They were going to make Pass, but then they passed on
They
it.
passed.
Yeah.
It became
Everybody did.
Yeah. Everybody except LJN, which is weird.
Yeah.
But they whatever. That's fine.
That's for the
So you also had characters that were based off of people in real life too.
They're all my friends.
They're all your friends, so
Yes,
that's
yeah.
kind of cool. So you were able to take concepts of your friends and throw them into a video game. Did most of them know they were going into the game, or?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you have to like base a character on somebody or something, might as well just have it be your friends, because none of the people know my friends, so they're not gonna be like, oh, you just use his friends. Like, that's not how. But
They know now.
Now.
Yeah, they know
That's all
now.
I can think about now.
Yeah,
But-
now they know.
it's like when you see like, oh, we based this 3D model on this actor, or like, oh, this is based on somebody, and it's like, oh, I could see that. So nobody has like any real life, like they've never seen them in real life, so to them it's just video games. So if they ever do see them, they'll be like, holy shit, he's
Yeah.
real.
There he is. There's Bruno.
Yeah, it's pretty much a love letter to the friends I grew up with. So
Aw.
That's cool.
don't you that. Make it all. It's
It's guy love, that's what it is. Oh, sorry. I just...
No, that's fine. And you're also developing another game too, right? What's Wrestle Run? Am I correct? And you're developing that as well.
Yes, I'll be there for all the lows.
And all the highs.
Oh,
There it is.
there
You got
is,
it.
yeah.
I was like,
Guy love between
Two Classic. We sometimes like to
We'll put that
serenade
song-
you.
Yeah, we'll put that
the
song on
First Nerd
iTunes
Order.
after, so
Yeah.
it's fine. $2.
So yeah, Wrestle Run is a mobile game that I'm making, and I don't have to answer to anybody. It's me and a programmer from Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct.
Yeah, I played it.
Rare.
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 It's
Yeah.
another Rare game.
Yeah.
And it's just
Pass.
him and me making it, and I don't like, if I want power-ups to be like steroids, I was like, oh, we shouldn't do it. I was like, oh, fuck that. No, it's steroids. I'm just answering to myself.
Well, that's good.
So
Just don't veto yourself. That's like,
And that is a mobile game that I think mobile games, when they first came out, people were excited about them. Like, holy shit, I can play a game on my phone. This is amazing. And then companies started going, you know what? We can start making a lot of money off of this. And like, they started doing things like, well, if you want to play, you got to pay. Like, I know you played like 3 times, but to play a 4th time, you got to pay. And when that first came out, people were like, well, shit. Like, I'm not used to this, so yeah, I'll do that. And so then people kind of got used to that's the way mobile games should be. But a phone can find you on Earth. And you can look at the stars using your phone. This is such an amazing piece of technology. And right now, all it is some way for companies to sell you ads and to sell you to even play the game more. The game that you got for free, but you still have to pay to just play it like a normal game that you could just buy for like $2.
Microtransactions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this game would just be sold. It's just a game-ass game. It's not, I don't want to put ads in it. There's not going to be DLC. And if I do DLC, it's a wrestling game. And if I can get some cameo characters in there, the proceeds would go to the WWF. Because I love animals, but it's the World Wildlife Foundation.
Not the wrestlers.
Not the wrestlers.
Not the wrestlers.
But
Which is
there's
not
that,
WWE
there's
now.
that little...
Yeah. I see
when
what you
said
did
it,
there.
I saw that panda. in my
Yep.
mind. So
Yeah.
I knew.
So we went all the way around with the panda. We started the conversation with the panda, came back to the end with the
Red
panda.
I know we
pandas, because
end the
they're the
panda.
most adorable creatures in
They're
the
not
world.
like they're not pandas.
Doesn't fucking matter what
No.
they
They look
are.
like raccoons.
Wait, which ones? What are
The
we
red
pandas.
pandas.
Red pandas.
Raccoons are still adorable.
They are raccoons.
I'm not
I used to
saying
feed a
that
whole
they're not.
family of them.
Here, I'm gonna
Sprinkles
show you
was
a
my
red
favorite.
panda,
She
it's
was
gonna
adorable.
fucking melt your world.
So while he's looking for a red panda, we're gonna move into our great segment that I love to do that I mess with everybody.
Down.
Yeah, it's the trivia section.
Trivia.
Well, we're gonna do it a little bit different in season 2. We're gonna mix
Doing
it up.
it different with the
Yeah,
trivia.
they do look like raccoons. Those things are freaky. I remember
They're
now. I know.
adorable. What are you
Well,
talking
they're
about?
freaky adorable.
Wait, what are they?
The red pandas.
Pandas.
Yeah, you should look up an eye.
And I think I know what that
How do you
is.
spell
Oh.
that?
What? No.
I-
You want to know what's cute? A slow loris. Those poor little babies. People are
Those are
stealing their
adorable.
teeth. And, oh.
We're gonna. It seems that we're gonna have to do an
Anyways,
animal
trivia.
episode.
Sharp teeth and people
So
steal them.
So how we do trivia this season is we're gonna kind of do it like Final Jeopardy. Please don't sue us, Jeopardy. And in the sense where I'm going to give you obviously the answer, and you guys must write it
This
in the
will
form
be
of a
easy.
question. Now, the catch-22 is that you guys, I've given you all little whiteboards. You're gonna write it on your whiteboard.
I will have to erase this.
You're gonna have to
little
erase
drawing of
Carlos.
Wait, I want to take a photo of that.
Just write the answer.
Maybe your answer is Carlos.
Ah, forget
It
it.
was like you were.
You
Forget it.
are fartsy.
I am fartsy. I warned you.
So everybody
You did
starts out with
barely
5,000.
lead.
So you can wager however much up to 5,000, and I will give you guys the answer, and we'll go one at a time.
One quick question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we start over the next week, or do we start with what we get each the time?
That's actually a good question. I never thought about that. Well, since we have guests, I would assume that we should start over so that
Okay.
the guests.
No, I'll give you my money.
Oh, okay. So the guest is going to distribute.
I
this
will
money.
wage no money at all. And I will give it to
Evenly distributed.
And evenly distributed. Okay. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds to write your answer down once I give you the question, and then you'll have it. Here it is. This hero who wields the great courage is commonly mistaken for the heroine princess he so often is tasked with saving. And you must answer in the form of a question. Otherwise it is invalid. I didn't start counting 30 seconds. I don't want to do the theme
we-
song because
What?
that would
Do we
probably
not?
no. I'll get you one at a time, and once I'm done with 30 seconds, I'll say pencils down.
Do the up and down thing.
I don't have.
We don't have an F&O theme yet. The musician is working on it.
Who's a musician?
I have a friend who's a rapper, and he's
Ooh.
making a theme song for us.
Is
yeah.
it Cube?
It's me.
Is it Cube?
It,
a little
Ice Cube and I
Tim.
go way back, but not that far back.
Is it Easy E?
It is Easy Resurrected.
Like Machiavelli.
Like Machiavelli. All right, pencils down, or pens down, or markers, or whatever. So,
It's gonna make too much noise, so I'm just gonna.
yeah, it's okay. This hero who wields great courage is commonly mistaken for the heroine princess he is so often tasked with saving. Bannon, you're.
Who is Spock?
You are so right.
Yes. You
I'm
are.
sorry, that is incorrect. And how much did you wager?
5,000.
5,000. Okay, so you were broke.
I That's fine. Hey, you were gonna give us all your money.
You were gonna give us all your money.
Son of a bitch.
I think he wagered it all on purpose.
Farter.
Lily?
Wait, am I wrong?
Yeah, you're wrong. I can't see your answer. I'm sorry.
It's
What is or who is? Which one is it?
Well, grammatically speaking, it's who is Link.
Okay, so then who is Link is correct, and how much did you wager? 5,000.
5,000.
So Lily right now is leading with 10,000. Good for Lily.
But this does. What is Link? Is he an elf?
He is an elf.
He's the hero.
But if everybody's just an elf,
Well,
what's
he's
the difference?
Hyrulean.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Well, that answer is correct.
He's
So
a fairy, no? Aren't they all stemming from
wait,
fairies?
maybe they are.
Shit, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm confused.
Tim, what is your? What did you have?
Who is Link/Zelda?
See, that's
So,
that's kind of incorrect because that's the whole point.
half
That was the
correct,
whole
yeah.
How much did you wager?
5,000?
Well,
Well, here's another
Say
four.
right down my wager.
So you.
Zero.
Well, I don't know because you got money up there. What did you wait? Oh, you just wrote 5,000. See, I think you're following the rules of the game.
out of 5,000.
Well, that just, yeah, I guess.
You
All
know?
right, all right. Well, I don't know. I feel like Tim's broke, but I'll leave that to the consensus of the group.
Yeah, he's
Donnie, how about you?
broke.
I want my money back.
Wait, what does he
have
say?
any
I
money to
wagered
win.
all the money.
What is Link?
Is that Link
He's a
without-
person, guys.
Yes,
That's why
she
I
has
said
no
no,
eyes.
this comes up.
grammatically
What is
speaking,
Link?
too.
I mean, I didn't know. Okay, whatever.
I still give it to you. I'll still give it to you. So you've got 5. So now you and Lily are tied.
The non-gamers.
And how about you, Carlos? What did you get?
I wrote, who is Link?
And with a picture of Link,
Just in case you don't know who he is.
in case you did not know who he
Oh,
is.
thank
That's
you.
who he is.
That's Link.
see
And you also wagered 5,000.
I
So
did.
so it's a 3-way tie. So I feel like the money should roll over to the next episode. Just
Yeah, just like mark it down. I just
Well,
sorry, Tim. I mean, Tim's like, oh, what? This is crap.
So
We
did
all
I
need
get
a
it
poor
wrong?
friend.
Yes,
No.
you did.
Oh shit!
It's okay. It's all right. You can come back next week.
Next time you'll come
I'm
back.
gonna have a
I hope
friend
you know
pick
that
out
this
some
was
money.
you, basically.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Yeah.
just Venmo it to me,
Venmo it.
and I'll take care of you, Bannon.
Like, just focusing on
Okay,
eyebrows.
I got another 5,000.
All right, sounds good.
Eyebrows on point.
Well, that's going to be our show for this week. I want to thank our special guest, Bannon.
One question?
Yeah, one question.
That's how we end the show,
That's
man.
how we end the show, brah. Did you even watch season
Clearly
1?
you're not a loyalist.
Yeah, look at Tim. He's clearly you're not a
Yeah,
loyalist.
man.
Well, definitely
thanks,
thank you
Paul.
very much for stopping by. Very, very
No
much
problem.
appreciate it. I look forward to having you on again. So if you ever
I
want to
don't.
join us again, well, then we'll make
Wow.
a
I'm
different
gonna
episode.
pass.
We
Pass.
should have like an artist versus fartist.
Oh,
That does sound
we
like a
need
fun
to do
episode.
a Lily Draws, but like
I'm a
nerd edition
fartiste.
that I just like
Oh.
will do.
Doesn't that belong to another company? And
Yeah,
we could
we
not
don't
do
know
that.
It belongs to me. It's fine.
Okay. Well, again, thank you very much. And as well, thank you to the loyalists who tuned in today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share if you're watching this on YouTube. And please, please join the order. We'll see you guys soon.
join the order, as we say.
Yeah.
I don't think we say that, but
Join
we
it.
can start next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
It made me think of grandma's.
Enjoy your burrito.
I think you just said
Nerdist.
stop.
It's there.